soul food, some of the worst food as a source you can take, full of pig fat of everything, ham hocks in your beans and in your greens, to season them, pork chops, fried this, fried that, catfish. All these things are there based on the traditions of our fathers. Heavy on us, heavy on our bodies. And here all of us know that we are one people who have the highest diabetes rate, blood pressure rate, heart attacks, strokes. It's us. Why? Because we don't want to let go of the traditions of the fathers. Another study, you can also find this in here, I want to show you. We'll see it here over in James, another case study, that through the study we find this. In James chapter 2, where we're going to start verse 1, we're going to run it through 9. And we're going to see how this actually runs and get a better understanding here. It says, "My brethren, have not faith in your creator of salvation, Yahovah." You know that's what that says. Right here. I just showed you all of that. Actually, I just wanted to highlight this, but that's okay. That's what that actually says. But what we have done through our own ignorance in listening to and being taught to incorrectly, we take all that and we equate all that to a man. That entire statement. And my brother, have not faith of our creator of salvation, Yahovah. Because the same thing, you can see a quote here. I'm going to show you something in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 2. Actually, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, start at verse 1. And the same thing here. You're going to see the same guy here. I want to put this, actually, let me put this in two places. We're going to look at Exodus chapter 6, and we're going to look at verse 3. And you'll see he said, "I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty, but by my name Yahovah I was not known to them." Now he's talking to Moses. And God spake unto Moses and said unto him. So we know this is Moses that he's talking to. So I just want everybody to understand that as we're doing this legal look. Now as we know that, we see something. In how Paul breaks this down, he says, "Moreover, brother, I would not have you that ye should be ignorant how that all our fathers," not some of them, all of them, were under the cloud and all passed through the sea. We all went through the people, all of us. And all was condemned unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea. And all did eat the same spiritual doctrine, the same spirit. We all learned of the same spiritual doctrine, all of us. And all faced the same spiritual drink. They drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. And that rock was Christ. Here it tells you it was Jehovah. Here it tells you Christ. Sometimes you see Spirit of God. Same person. So now you see here, he tells you here the same thing. We look at this. You look at Isaiah chapter 12, verse 2, it tells you. It says, "God is my salvation." This God right here is this right here. That's this one here. That's him. So he's the creator, because he's the creator of our salvation. It says God is my salvation, because why? He's the one created it. Let's not sit there and get mixed up. He created this. And when he created it, he sent it. Because you'll see it says, "And for the Lord Yahovah is my strength and my song." He become. Why? Because he sent him. You see it here in Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 15. He makes this clear. It says, Thou Almighty Word leap down out of heaven, out of the royal throne, as a fierce man of war, into the midst of a body of destruction. Yeah, we bodies are set for destruction. So these things is clear. All this is clear here. And we see here, it says, My brother, have not faith in our Creator of salvation, Yahovah, the Creator of glory, the Father of glory, with respect to persons. Are you serious? If there come unto an assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly appear, and there come a poor man with vile raiment, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay. So we know gay don't mean homosexual. That's why I don't call homosexuals gay. I call them homosexuals. So, back to that. And wear colorful clothing. Say unto him, Sit thou here, and in good place, and say to the poor, Stand thou there, or sit over here under my footstool. You see how this going? This is not good. Ye are not then partial in yourselves, and you are become teachers of evil thoughts. You saying it's not you doing this? You're a teacher of an evil thought? Because out of your mouth and from your heart come blasphemy things. Because you're a teacher of evil thoughts. It says, Hearken, my beloved brother, have not God chosen the poor of this world? Meaning the ones that is poor in knowledge, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him. You love me, I love you. All these things he's telling us. And he says, But ye have despised the poor. Did not the rich men oppress you and draw you before the doctrines and teaching seats? Yeah. Do not they blaspheme thy worthy name, thy worthy way, by which ye are called? It's not Christian. Christian you call dumb and stupid. If ye fulfill the royal law according to the Scriptures, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. But if ye have respect to persons, if you have respect to persons, this again, we go right back to it. And many of us do. We have respect to persons no matter, and think you're not doing it. And we think that's a simple thing. This is why we can use the same part of that case study if we needed to, the man who was just picking up sticks on the Sabbath. Not seeing that, but most people thinking, well, I want to respect this person based on who he is. No, if he's an older guy, okay, how you doing, brother? Or by his name. You don't have to sit there if he was a teacher of a lie. You don't have to sit there and call that man no bishop or elder or pastor. That's not wise. That's silliness. It says, Ye commit sin, and ye are convinced of the law as transgressors. As transgressors, you are convinced. Transgressors comes to something else. Comes something else. So we have to critically look at this segment of scriptures, that this vital exhibit a view of blasphemy, demonstrating the preferential treatment based on an economic status that is construed in blatant violation of spiritual law. The core issue is differential treatment. status of economics, undermines the fundamental principles and the equity of fairness. It's a clear illusion that shows the demonstration that many of us, thus far, is falling to the problem. Let's look at this as we get ready to come to a close on this, and I want to show you some things. And just remember this, the distinction of Yahovah. The distinction of Yahovah. We want to look at that. And as I said here, as I wrote this, and it says, in my Hebraist study and analysis of the distinct roles of Yahovah, in any human figure including Jesus, is critical to emphasize the legal imperative of recognizing Yahovah as an entity entirely separate from any human form or incarnation. A delineation is not merely a matter of doctoral understanding, but a foundational principle within the scope of scriptural law. First, the role of Yahovah, it details in the scriptures, is defined as supreme deity and authority from the Creator himself in Isaiah 55, verse 11. Existing beyond limitation, the characteristics of human entities. From a legal perspective, acknowledging this distinction is essential to maintain the purity and accuracy of scriptural understanding and interpretations concerning the nature and authority of Yahovah. We have to. Second, understanding Yahovah independently of human incarnation and legal is a legal necessity. It's a legal necessity. This understanding is critical to prevent any form of philosophy or science misrepresentation or misapplication concerning spiritual roles and attributes as outlined in Scripture. All this I just showed you, all of it. Finally, the Scriptures present a plethora of references solidifies the unique, unparalleled nature, divine nature of Yahovah. These scriptural citations serves as a legal evidence referencing Yahovah's singular and supreme position within scriptural legal framework. Anyone tell you anything other than that, talking about Jesus is God, because we're going to be dealing with Gino back again, and he believes Jesus is God. 100% error. Did he commit blasphemy? That's what we're going to be finding out. So within the legal framework, the acting binding precedent underscoring the necessity of distinguish between the divine creator and human figures. Therefore, with my legal Hebraist analyst standpoint, maintaining the distinction between Yahovah and any human figures, including Jesus, is not only consistent with scriptural directives, but is also a legal requirement. This distinction is vital to uphold the legal integrity of scriptural doctrine to assure adherence to the established divine order. It's clear. It's clear. It's right there, right before us. And we have the last one here is the legal analyst under the judicial spiritual law, Genesis 1:1, which we used right there at the beginning. Right at the beginning. Provides an ambiguous declaration in beginning, God created heaven and earth. This statement establishes the legal precedent attributing the act of creation exclusively to God. Therefore, the misattribution of the divine role in the entity other than God constitutes a legal infringement upon his singular authority and power. So such an act, if we sit there and we hold these type of acts, I'm talking about this, we can't help but do this. We can't help but do this. All this stuff constitutes as blasphemy. All of it. Because it's a contradiction. We have to clearly understand this. So what we're going to do, we're going to be dealing with this quite a bit. We're going to go through a few more. We got to look at it for what it is, for what this is and what this is all about, and what we're going to be doing. So with this, we actually we're going to be putting up. We're going to be going in the back, and same as I said, we finished up the proofreading with the Bible. We finished that. We finished the research for all the spiritual words we need to have in the Bible, and we want to go in the back, and I want to thank a lot of people for this. So we're going to go back there for a little bit. We're going to go over that, not necessarily going back there to go over this here, because we have a series we're going to be doing on this. So I'm not looking for questions on this. So if you do, you'll probably get a no, I'm not dealing with that right now from me. So hopefully you guys don't come up with that question, because if you do, that's pretty much what you're most likely going to get. And I already know somebody going to do it. That I already know, because yes, that's another issue within itself. But anyway, you can look and you can look down in the description right now. You can look in there right now. You can see right there where you'll see a link for Zoom. That's right there. You also see in the chat, which if you see under Sister Venus, you also see the link is also there to where it can help you out. And you can take care of a lot of that. So just make sure, if that's what you're looking to do, just make sure you join that to where you can become part of the class after that. But what I want to do is address all with what we was talking about with the we're going to be addressing the baptism and the Passover, and also the book completion, because now we're going to be moving over to the next phase, which is moving over, make some other corrections in there, which shouldn't even take probably a few days to a week, but I know it's no longer than a week. And then we're going to be moving to printing, and then from printing, distribution to all investors. That we're going to be moving to the next one. So next week, you guys, we're going to be looking at this again to go through it, and making sure we hold on to it. So I want to sit there and make sure, some people like to come back there for looky-loos, but what I want to make sure of is people, make sure they come through, really understand what's going on. So hopefully, I'll say until next time, to each and every person, until we meet again, I say to you, Shalom.